Broadly speaking, we can call synesthesia as a physiological condition where two different senses tend to be mixed up such that the evocation of one will lead to the stimulation of the other. For example, in seeing a sight, that would actually lead to a taste, a certain smell, or a certain sound, something like that. My strong synesthesia, I guess I would say, would be audio color synesthesia, which means that whenever I hear a sound, I associate it with a color automatically. And the other one would be colorography, which means that if I see a certain mark, I will sort of associate that with a color. So for example, if I see like a letter, or I see like a number, for instance, I would see like a sort of sense of color along with it. If I hear somebody laughing, or I hear a particular Mozart piece, in the same way you can say like, oh, like I see this art piece, and because of its purple, because of its blue, it like gives me like this sort of like sad or really serious or mood. For me, it's just kind of like, oh, when I hear somebody, or when I hear something, that color gives me a certain mood. Something like hearing a wave come into the ocean. For me, it's weird, because when people see a wave come into the ocean, they see like the sun is glaring down at it, and it's like just this sparkling, like sort of glittery effect. But I guess for me, it's less like that. It's more rainbowy. It's more technicolor. Like hearing something like sort of glitter like that. Like I really enjoy that sound. I mean, it sounds like, you know, like a soft drink that's bubbling, except every time it bubbles, it explodes rainbow fireworks. It's just a very, very peaceful sound, and a very, very stimulating sound.
When I hear the pitch C, for example, I think of the color red, or D, like when I hear it, I think of the color orange. So for me, I have colors and letters of the alphabet, as well as colors and musical notes. It kind of just flashes through my mind. Like, it's not as if all of my vision just suddenly goes red, but I just kind of think of the color red. I have a younger sister, and her name's Amanda, and I would really dislike her name because all of the letters except for one were red. When you spell out Amanda, the letters to me would be red, 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 green, red. And so I'd be like, Mom, why did you name her Amanda? It's a terrible name. I don't like this name. It's perfect except for the one letter. Other people didn't see what I saw, so I'd explain it to them, and then they'd be like, what? You know, it's just a letter, it's just a note. It helped me become more interested in music as well. So for example, when I was little, my favorite chord was C major, because the colors for C, E, and G were primary colors. So I'd be like, oh, that connection is interesting. It's my favorite chord now. So like eventually making connections with other things as well.
I would define synesthesia as a secondary information that is evoked by an everyday stimulus. So for example, for letters, digits, sounds, smells, any of that. For synesthesia, it can be that there is a secondary information which might be color or also form or texture. And also one synesthete can have multiple forms of synesthesia. And the associations are different between people. So every person has their own experiences, but they stay consistent over the lifespan. Most likely there is no major structural differences in the brain between non-synesthetes and synesthetes, but rather that there are the same structures and connections, but that synesthetes might use them a little bit differently.
We all use our senses differently. Somebody just tends to be more sort of visual, another person more audio, another person just more attuned to certain types of shapes, whereas another people is attuned to sort of color. And so because of that, Synaesthesia is just kind of something that's inbuilt to you, but then you use it how you want. It's not the fact that like, oh, that's something that determines who I am. That's something that determines how I see the world. But it's rather something that I use to see the world. So in that sense, I do want to sort of say that like synesthesia isn't something that can be sort of scientifically said as a condition. Synesthesia is just how I live. To ask a synesthete, what does it feel like to do that, is the same as to say, what is it like to exist? What is it like to be you? Aren't we all just trying to sort of find our own way of seeing the world, finding our own way of sort of relating to other people, or feeling however much that can be felt in the short life that we have?